Hello and welcome to the Cinema Gold Show. I'm your host, Larry Leese. Today we're taking a look at the box office numbers from this past weekend, and as well talking top 10 action movies of 2021. First, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Poddex, for sponsoring this episode. You can check them out today at poddex.com and use the promo code Larry21 for 10% off your order. So, to begin, a sleeper hit of Christmas weekend was film American Underdog, joining Spider-Man, No Way Home, and Sing 2 in the rarefied A+ Cinema Score Club. Sony's Spider-Man, No Way Home crushed it at the Christmas box office, earning $138 million from 4,300 theaters in North America for the long 5-day holiday to finish Sunday with $467 million domestically and more than $1 million globally. No Way Home has shattered numerous records since opening last weekend and is the first film of the pandemic era to move past the 1 billion threshold at the worldwide box office. It also scored the third best Christmas Day gross of all time in North America for a weekend gross of $81.5 million. The 10-day domestic total of $467.3 is the second best showing ever for the month of December and the third best for any superhero film, according to Sony. Overseas, the international total through Sunday is $587 million from international without China. The UK leads with nearly $69 million, despite an increase in COVID-19 cases due to the new variant. The only other holiday event picked to hold its tune over the long holiday corridor, which is Wednesday through Sunday, was Universal and Illumination's Sing 2. Sing 2, buoyed by an A+ cinema score and support from younger kids, posted a 5-day opening of $41 million from 3,892 locations and a 3-day gross of $23.7 million, in line with expectations from studio executives and insiders. The $41 million total includes $1.6 million in Thanksgiving previews. The Matrix Resurrections and the Kingsman both disappointed in their openings, as males largely stuck with Spidey. The two films, along with Sing 2, launched on Wednesday. From Warner Brothers and Village Roadshow, Matrix Resurrections had trouble getting to $22.5 million. Warner's and Village Roadshow had been counting on at least $40 million for the Wednesday to Sunday stretch. Audiences, however, didn't respond especially well between poor exit scores and a B- cinema score. The movie's 3-day tally was only $12 million. The Matrix reboot is playing in nearly 3,500 theaters and opens simultaneously on HBO Max, likely dampening its box office numbers. 20th Century and Disney's Kingsman also came in well behind expectations, with an estimated 5-day debut of $10 million from 3,000 theaters, including $6.4 million for the 3-day weekend. Both Kingsman and Matrix need to make a strong showing among older male moviegoers, but older consumers continue to stay away from the theaters in larger numbers because of concerns over COVID-19. Kingsman almost lost the weekend itself to American Underdog, a sports film about NFL quarterback Kurt Warner that was released on Christmas Day by Lionsgate and the Erwin brothers. American Underdog, which played best in the Midwest and South. Well, obviously, because Kurt Warner's from Iowa, so that would make sense to be in that area, posted a 2-day gross of $6.2 million from 2,800 cinemas. Like Sing 2 and No Way Home, it received the much-coveted A+ cinema score. A Journal for Jordan, directed by Denzel Washington, also opened in select theaters on Christmas Day, earning an estimated $2.4 million from 1,200 theaters for the 2 days. At the specialty box office, Paul Thomas Anderson's hit specialty pick Licorice Pizza expanded on December 25th to 786 runs, earning a promising $2.3 million for the short weekend. Sony Pictures Classics' Parallel Mothers, opening on December 24th in 3 theaters, secured a strong location average of nearly $13,600. The corridor between Christmas and New Year's is historically a time when multiple films can prosper. Distributors, large and small, are banking on building grosses throughout the week, considering that many adults are off work and kids are out of school. While Christmas weekend was certainly better than last year, movie-going still has lagged compared to pre-pandemic times, as worries over the new variant continue to grow. Domestic revenue for Wednesday through Sunday stretch is expected to come in at around $249.2 million, which is a 28% dip from 2019. And now we're going to take a look at the top 10 action movies of 2021. Last year, the entertainment industry was hit hard by the pandemic, as many highly anticipated films slated for release in 2020 had to be delayed well into 2021. Or worse, canceled entirely. As such, moviegoers were excited to come out in droves for the eventual 2021 releases. In fact, the year 2021 saw an 81.4 increase in global box office statistics compared to that of last year. The postponement seemed to make them even more coveted. While it was a sad situation for the year 2020, it did bolster the catalog for 2021. Movies, in particular action movies, are a great escape from reality, and everyone needs a little break from reality now and then, especially from our current situation. With adrenaline coursing through them, viewers get to seek vicarious thrills through their favorite on-screen characters. The year 2021 brought with it some interesting characters to follow, including a former assassin disguised as an average Joe, an Oklahoma farmer with a secret past, a mystical superhero, and a medieval knight seeking vengeance for his wife. It also brought with it another chapter for our favorite web-slinger, cyber criminals, and secret agent. And these are our top 10 action movies of 2021. It's not the right list. It's not your list. It's my list. But if there's some that we missed, should have been included, let us know in the comments section below. Starting off with number 10, No Time to Die. For the final time, Daniel Craig reprised his role as James Bond in the action-adventure No Time to Die. Having left active duty, Bond gets roped into a new assignment when Felix Leiter, an old CIA friend, needs Bond's assistance tracking down a dangerous new villain. Number 9, Jungle Cruise. The Disney action-adventure Jungle Cruise is based on the Disney theme park ride of the same name, which, when I used to work at Disneyland, I would always go on the Jungle Cruise. I liked how the, I guess you want to call them ride operators actually were able to tell a story going through the ride and actually had some funny little moments. The film follows the tale of scientist Lily Houghton, played by Emily Blunt, on the search for an ancient tree with healing powers. Lily is convinced the tree will change the face of medicine. As such, she commissions a boat throughout the jungle for her and her brother with skeptical steamboat skipper Frank Wolf, played by Dwayne Johnson. The plot thickens when it is clear that the three travelers are not the only ones in search of the highly sought-after tree. Number 8, The Last Duel. The Last Duel is adapted from the 2004 book The Last Duel, a true story of trial by combat in medieval France by Eric Jaeger. The screenplay is by Nicole Hofenser, Ben Affleck, and Matt Damon. Matt Damon stars as a knight who avenges his wife after she accuses his friend Jacques of sexually assaulting her. The movie is interesting in that it shows each of the three characters' perspectives of the event before the duel itself takes place. Number 7 is The Matrix Resurrections. Keanu Reeves, Carrie Moss, and Jada Pinkett Smith reprise their roles for the 4th installment of the Matrix franchise. I kind of feel like I put this way too high. The movie is set 20 years after the Matrix revolutions when Neo has settled into normalcy. Early on in the film, he begins having flashbacks of a life he can't remember and eventually finds himself back inside the Matrix. Once inside the Matrix, Neo must assemble a group of insurgents to fight a new and more advanced enemy. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta take out my dog that's barking up a storm right now. My apologies. Now we're at number 6. Probably actually one of the best movies in general of this year. The Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad, the standalone sequel to 2016 Suicide Squad, intelligence officer Amanda Waller creates 2 teams of supervillains once again. Of course, it's all based on a promise to reduce their prison sentences. This time, we see the ragtag crew on the island of Corto Maltese and are given the mission to stop an anti-American regime responsible for a top-secret experiment dubbed Project Starfish. Now, before we enter our top 5, we'd also like to thank Audible for sponsoring this episode. As you know, or you might not know, Audible is home to more than 100,000 audiobooks from all kinds of genres. Right now, if you sign up, you can get a free 30-day trial and a free audiobook of your choice. Check out audibletrial.com/Larry21. And now, number 5, The Harder They Fall. The star-studded The Harder They Fall is produced by Jay-Z and as such has an excellent soundtrack that scores the action with style. This out-of-the-box action western stars Jonathan Majors as outlaw Nat Love. When Love finds out Rufus Buck is his arch nemesis is getting out of prison, he arranges a posse to track him down, hell-bent on revenge. Buck, however, has a crew of his own, and they aren't going down without a fight. Number 4, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Shang-Chi plays a kung fu master who is commissioned by his father, leader of the mysterious Ten Rings organization, to find a mythical village with his sister. During their mission, Shang-Chi must face the past that he had hoped to leave behind. While Legend of the Ten Rings does have a bit of a backstory from hundreds of years ago, the majority of the movie fits into the MCU timeline, shortly after the events of Avengers Endgame. A sequel to the popular movie has already been confirmed. And let us know in the comments section below if you're going to watch that sequel. And number 3, probably it's tough. Top 2 movies of 2021. Number 3, Nobody. Bob Odenkirk stars as former assassin Hutch Mansell. Settled into suburban life in Nobody, one night on the bus he sees some men assaulting a woman and intervenes by severely beating the men. This incident opens up a door to his past, and danger inevitably follows. And number 2, Old Henry. Old Henry is an action western starring Tim Blake Nelson, Stephen Dorff, and Trace Adkins. Yes, that Trace Adkins. When a farmer named Henry and his son take in an injured stranger and save his life, outlaws come looking for the man. When Henry steps in to save the drifter, he reveals gunslinging skills, no one expected as a farmer. This brings Henry's past into question. Tim Blake Nelson gives an outstanding performance in this character-driven action film. And of course, number one, if you can't guess by now what it is, Spider-Man No Way Home. In Spider-Man No Way Home, Peter Parker is dealing with the consequences of his identity being revealed. No longer able to separate his two lives and protect his loved ones, Spider-Man enlists the help of Doctor Strange. The action-packed third installment of MCU Spider-Man sets up an epic battle with returning foes from 5 of the previous Spider-Man movies, including all 3 chapters of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy and Mark Webb's The Amazing Spider-Man duology. And that is our list of the top 10 action movies of 2021. Once again, let us know if we missed any that should be on the list. And as always, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to support the show, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cinemagold. Your support helps the channel grow, upgrade our equipment, like our microphone, get a new camera, a little more HD style camera, bring in a new host, bring in new writers. And as always, thank you for watching and listening, and we will see you next time.